Next concept, data types in SQL. Data types in SQL. We have discussed what is the purpose of using data types. We have discussed what is the purpose of using data types. While we are creating table, we'll be having columns. In the columns, what type of data we have to store. To represent that, we need the data types. So in previous session, we have discussed the concept of data types while creating a table in the database. While creating a table in the database, we have discussed that syntax. The purpose of using data types. So simple way we'll discuss the data types, which we are going to be used most of the time. That is a number data type. That is number data type for storing the integers. For integers, number data type for storing integers. Integers, without having any decimals or fractions. Without having any decimals or fractions. To store any decimal value or fraction, what we have to use? To store any decimal or fraction, what we have to use? So we have decimal p comma s. So here p will be represent total number of digits. See, which initially used for storing decimal values. For decimal values, p will be represent total number of digits. S will represent number of digits after decimal point. Number of digits after the decimal point. See, if I'm giving decimal, if I'm giving decimal 6 comma 2, 6 comma 2, total it is going to be take 6 digits, and after the decimal point it is going to be accept only 2 digits, like decimal. See, total 6 digits it should be, and after the decimal point it should be only 2 digits. After the decimal point 2 digits is mandatory here, because we have the second argument is 2, and the first argument will be having 6, that will represent total number of digits here. Total number of digits here. In this way, we are going to be represent the decimal. So if I am giving the decimal 8 comma 2 or 8 comma 3, so in this total it should have 8 digits, total 8 digits, and after the decimal point 3 digits. After the decimal point 3 digits, total of 8 digits. After the decimal point will be having 3 digits. This is decimal for storing the decimal or fractional values. For storing decimal or fractional values, this is a way how we can able to represent number, that is for storing integer without having any decimal or fraction. Decimal fraction, sorry, లేకుండా if you want to store, we are going to be use this. తర్వాత డెసిమల్ వాల్యూ స్టోర్ చేయడానికి విల్ బి యూజింగ్ డెసిమల్ p, s. ఎన్ని డిజిట్ స్టోర్ చేయాలి, how it is going to be represent. So that is this. Next, char. definitely we need to represent the size. Definitely we need to represent the size in the brackets. Because why we have to represent the size here is that many number of characters it is going to be stored in this. Character is nothing but character is nothing but character is used to store only alphabet. Character is used to store only alphabets. If we try to enter some digits and all, it is going to be give the error. It will not accept. And also it is fixed length variable. Once if we assign some size, the size of that is fixed. We cannot able to modify it. Of course, if I'm giving the size of the char is 10, only 10 character space we can able to use. Less than that we can use, but more than that we cannot able to use. Whenever we are using the less than the size what we have given, remaining size will be wasted. The unused space we cannot able to use for some other purpose when we are using char. The unused space we cannot able to use for some other purpose. See, ఇప్పుడు నేను char 10 అనే సైజ్ రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తే char అనే డేటా టైప్ ఓన్లీ ఆల్ఫాబెట్స్ ని స్టోర్ చేయడానికి యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఇఫ్ ఐఎమ్ గివింగ్ ద సైజ్ as 10, ఓన్లీ 5 క్యారెక్టర్స్ ఎంటర్ చేసామంటే రిమైనింగ్ 5 క్యారెక్టర్ స్పేస్ వేస్ట్ అయినట్లే. సో వీ కెనాట్ ఏబుల్ టు యూజ్ దట్ ఫర్ సమ్ అదర్ పర్పస్. ఆ స్పేస్ ఇంటర్నల్ గా ఏ పర్పస్ కోసం కూడా మనం యూజ్ చేయడానికి పాసిబుల్ అవ్వదు. And of course, ఎక్కువ స్పేస్ 10 characters ఇచ్చి more than 10 characters if you like to store, that is also not allowed. That is also not allowed. So for to overcome that, we have varchar, where will be represents the size here, where will be represents the size, which is used to store alpha numerical values, alphabets and as well as numericals, alphabets and as numerical. It is variable length. It is variable length string. What is meant by variable length string? So ikkada kuda whatever it may be the size we have mentioned, that cannot be increased. If we given the size as 10, more than that 10 size if you want to store the values, it is not going to be accepted. More than 10 characters if you want to give the values, it is not going to be allowed. It is not going to be allowed. So then what we have to do? See, then what is the difference between char and varchar? See, if it is a char, the unused space will not be used for some other purpose. But varchar, the unused space internally will be used for some other purpose. Internal గా ఏదో పర్పస్ కోసం ఆ మెమరీ యూజ్ చేయని మెమరీ అయితే యూటిలైజ్ అవుతుంది. That we cannot able to see. Only the difference we can able to see here is uh, varchar is going to be store only alphabet. Sorry, char is used for storing only alphabets, but whereas varchar is used for storing alphanumerical values. And here, where the size it is going to be take from 0 to 2000. To store maximum values, will be using here as varchar 2. Varchar 2 also we have in arc. So varchar 2 of size, if I am giving here, where the size is going to be accept maximum size is 4000. Maximum size is 4000. So like this we are going to be represent. There is a difference between char and varchar 2. Sorry, char and varchar 2. Next we have date data type, which is used for representing the date. which is used for representing the data. So these are few data types what we are going to be used regularly. So we'll see some hands-on exercises like how we can able to create a table, how we can able to store the data in it, that process and all we'll see in hands-on. Yeah. So I would like to create one table called as a student. That exercise. Create a table for a class of student with the following details. So name, type. So what are the data we have? Name and type. So first student ID, type is number, and the size also we have as 4. Size also we have as 4. And next we will consider one student name as column. Will be getting care of 35. The size of care is 35. So here why we have care? Student name does not have numericals. Student name does not have numericals. So next subject 1 marks, subject 1 mark. Maximum case will be taking the size as 4 only. So because only two digits will be there for getting the numbers. In a similar way, subject 2 marks will be taking number 4. Subject 3 marks, the size is 4. Subject 4 marks, like 5 or 6 subjects mark will take. Number 4, subject 5, 4, and subject 6. marked as number 4 size. Now, if you see with this particular data, I need to create the table. So create create table. Table name is student. Table name is student. So what we have, student underscore ID is one column. What is the data type we have? Number and size is 4. Next we have student ID, sorry, student name, where we have data type as char and 35 is the size we have. Next, all subjects marked. Subject 1 marked number 4. Next, subject 2 marked number 4. Subject 3 marked number 4. In a similar way, subject 4, subject 5 and 6 as well. So I didn't calculate any result over there as of now. I didn't calculate any result as of now. Just we are creating the table. Just we are creating the table. Duplicate column name. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have created the table. We have created table. Next, we need to add records. Add records into the table for minimum of 10 students. So we'll write the query for that. Insert into table name. We have student values. See, student ID. Let me start with some number like 1001, 1001, or else we'll take it from 101. So there is no varchar will be having the number, because of that only I have taken as 101, and the student name first let me consider as Sujan. The SQL is case sensitive language. Sorry, SQL is not a case sensitive language, but the data what we have in the table is case sensitive. But the data what we have in uh, this table is case sensitive. And let me consider the marks as 62, 65, 66, 75, 85, 85. So one more need to provide. 96. In a similar way, we need to insert 10 records. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry. By seeing the error message, we need to identify what is the error. By seeing the error message, we need to identify what is the error. See here, too many values in a sense. I need to check like how many columns we have, how many values we have provided. So based on that, we'll be getting clarity what the error we have done. So then we have to rectify it. So errors, if you are saying Quora 00913, even by seeing that also we can able to recognize the errors. That is the error code we'll be having. 102, like we'll give the name as Manoj. 76, 76, and few more I'll be 95, 72. So if you give same also it is going to be accept. If you give same also it is going to be accept. So I've inserted one more row. See, while we are inserting the data, if it is a char, vark or anything, we need to represent those values in the single quotations. Char, varchar, date, these data type values if we are representing, so then we need to represent those values in the single quotations. Now here 103 will be having Amok, 52, 75, 46, 45, 95 like this. Now I'll be entering one more record. Let me give the name as Sanchita, not 4, 68, 89, 86, 92. Next 105. Let me give the name as Shweta. two rows we have executed. Remaining we are writing, but still we didn't execute. Only two rows we have executed. Not six. 55, 95, 82, something. So like this, total 10 records we need to insert. Two more rows. Yeah, some values I have inserted. Just I'm going to execute now. So all rows I'm inserting here. See, all rows I have inserted. 10 rows I have inserted. 10 rows I have inserted. So I've executed successfully. To see that data what we have in the table, we have the command here. So what is the command we can use for seeing the data what we have in a table? Select star from student. Select star from student. So I'll make it select star from student. So we'll be getting the data over here. So this is the data we have in the table. To see the data what we have in a table, we'll be having. Now we have inserted the data and we are seeing what is the data we have inserted into the table as well. Now if I want to see the description of the table, so how we can able to see the description of the table? DAC table name. DAC table name we have. display the description of the field table. We will be using DSC student. We'll be using DSC student. So now what we'll be getting here? You see the description of the student table DSC student. So this is the description. What is the table? What is the what are the columns we have, and what are its respective data types we are going to be get here? What are the columns we have? What are its respective data types? So that we are going to be now. We need to alter the table and we need to calculate total and percentage of marks. See that alter the table, alter the table and calculate total and percentage of marks. Percentage. How we are going to be get this? We'll see this. Alter the table. For altering the table, so I mean to see like we need to have uh, the columns as total and as well as percentage of marks. So what command we can able to use here is alter table command we need to use. Alter table command we need to use. Then only we can able to add the columns to the existing table. We can able to add columns to the table. See, percentage of marks we can consider um, percentage of marks we can able to consider like uh, decimal, decimal that will see here. Alter table, alter table. What's the table name? Student. Alter table. Table name is student. Now we have to use add here. Percentage marks. Percentage marks. Decimal 6 comma 2. Then result I'll be taking as varchar of 4. So now I'm going to execute this. Student table altered. Student table altered. So now if we want to see what are the things that has been added, so we are going to be see that. See, percentage marks result has been added. Percentage marks and result columns has been added. See, if I am seeing that, if I am executing select star from student again, so we'll be getting empty values in the place of um, percentage marks and result. So all null values we have. Null is nothing but empty values. There is no values in it. Just it is an empty. Just this is an empty. Okay. Now we want to insert the values into this particular columns. What we have, percentage of marks, total we didn't add. Also we need to add, I forgot that, total and percentage of marks along with the result. So first, for our understanding, um, I will drop table student drop result. That is not a problem. We'll insert, we'll add one more row. Alter table student add result number 5. Total is the column we need. Yeah. So now this has been altered. This has been altered. So if we want to make it, select star from student, where we'll be having the student data, percentage of marks, result, total is null values. Now I need to update the values in the total column. Update the values in the total column. The total column. Update command we have, update table name, set the column name we have here is total. What we have to do, addition of all columns. Subject marks, subject marks, subject 4 marks, subject 5 marks, then subject 6 marks as well. Here we no need to use the condition. Because of that I'm not using uh, where condition. If I want to use to change the specific data, then we have to use the where class. So here I don't want to use the where class, just I'm going to be run this code. 8 rows updated. Now we will see the updated table. So here already we have written this query, Just I'm going to be execute that now. See, in the last column here, 40 some total we have here, 468, 468, 337, sorry, 387, 458, 490, 428, 472, 476. All the values has been updated. So previously, uh, percentage of marks, result, total, everything is uh, null values. So just we have changed it. Now I would like to update the values in the percentage of marks. So for that, update student set percentage marks will be having total by for all the students will do, for all the students will do. 8 rows updated. We are seeing the successful message. So we'll see what is the data we have here. So no need to write the query here in the developer SQL developer IDE to execute that. So if we have written the code, we can able to call it, sorry, we can able to run it by selecting. Now the percentage of marks has been added here. The percentage of marks also added here. Then we need to calculate the result. So each subject result we need to calculate. Each subject result we need to calculate, and also uh, what we can say, total marks, whether it is pass or fail, that we have to write. Update student set result is pass where subject 1 mark is greater than or equal to 35, and operator. So what is the purpose of using and operator, we'll discuss. Just I am giving this example. Subject 2 marks greater than or equal to 35. So if everything is satisfying this condition, then only it is going to be called for execution. Otherwise, it is not going to be called for execution. See, subject here, subject 4 marks greater than or equal to 35, and subject 5 marks and subject 6 marks. So if it is satisfying, then it is going to be print result as true. Code testing not properly done. Sorry. Yeah, 8 rows updated. So now we'll see the data. So everything we got passed. So I don't think I have given the value which is less than 35 in our data. So because of that we don't have fail, so everything is pass. So like this we need to use. So this AND operator, OR operator, some logical operators we have that we will discuss in the coming sessions. If you have any doubt in this, you just ask me, or weekend will plan for installation of arc. Okay, if any doubts you can ask me now.